All right, we're going to wait for some people to come in, but I want to give a message to the people who have missed the live stream. One of the reasons why we do succeed is through constant focus. When a person is all over the place, you're not going to be able to succeed with options because you don't have any focus, right? If you study my YouTube channel, All the Winning Plans, what you're going to see is the consistency of a focus, how we are planned from the options we're getting into to the targets, to taking profits, to holding runners. There's a process that we keep doing year after year after year, adjusting to the markets. And this is a skill, and it does take study, and it does take the right mindset to understand what's going on in the market. All right then. So as people coming in, I just gave you that great information. Let's see if everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me? Wait for more. Can everybody hear me? We're gonna wait for more people to come in. Yes. Good evening, good evening, serious people. Everybody hear me? Oh, good, loud and clear. Good, 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 good. So like I was saying, we're gonna start the live stream, but it's a process, okay? A lot of people they talk about the sunshine, right? And in reality, the market has really a small time frame of sunshine. And when you're mentally not prepared to catch the sunshine, you miss out on massive gains, right? That sets you up because when you catch the massive gains, great gains, you're then prepared to make money through difficult times as well. And it's a cycle of going through difficult and the great time and the difficult and the great time. And you're always moving forward with skill and consistency. That's what it's all about. Hello, hello, Kumar. I'm going to go by your last name. I can't pronounce your first name. So we're going to wait for some more people to come in. Only had this up for about less than 3 minutes. Again, I've explained some really important things right from the beginning of the live stream. So it's important to, no matter what point of this live stream, from the beginning to when we start, the information is important, especially to new people. Because this YouTube channel or these live streams are for both people that are members of the group and also new people that want more of an understanding and guidance to success. To be able to have a chance to ask me a question, I can give you some feedback onto why, you know, or you can even learn something in the live stream as to why you're not succeeding. Because you want to listen, because if you're listening to the wrong information out there, well, that's the road most people are going to take, right? Because in reality, what this market's about is being able to catch real direction in stocks, okay? It's not about those little quick pops. Stocks are quick popping every day, but they're going nowhere. It's being able to catch direction, real direction for true success in the market. Does that make sense? That's what it's about, people. So in this live stream, I'm going to be talking about an update of the SPY, my thoughts on the market, what's going on right now, what's the big picture of the market. But like I said, in this beginning of this live stream, there's always important information, okay? So everything that I say in the live stream is important. We're going to be waiting just for a few more people to come in, and we're going to just get going. Again, for those who missed the live stream, always it's good to see the live stream from start to end. I mean, that's if you're truly, if you think that you know everything, well, then you don't need to. But if you are always looking to improve, live streams are a great way to, on top of every other videos that I have, are a great way to help improve and there could be something you learn that gets you to move forward. That's how it goes. All right, so now we're going to go forward in the live stream. We're going to talk about the SPY, okay? Now, many times, as we can see, if we use, this is one of my one thing that I look at is the exponential moving average low of 30, and I mean it's acting very well, as you can see. Um, and so obviously above 282, okay, it's right now 280, 286, but there's other supports even below that still. What this is doing is the market is setting up for higher prices, okay? And it's a process that's happening right now. Now, one of the key levels we want the SPY to go above is 298, okay? From that point, closes above 298 will be signaling a major move forward in the market, okay? Because the big picture I see the market going is setting up for a substantial move higher, okay? Look, before it does these things, it has to scare people. We have to have, but honestly, what I see happening, the way the market's acting, the key stocks are acting, like I said, a lot of stocks in the market aren't good companies, right? They are companies in the market, but they don't have any relevance in the market, right? Then there are a small handful, okay, of stocks that are going in and out of favor that have all this potential to make money with options, but you have to still select them, right? Because let's say you've got 40 or 50 of them at once that have potential, right? Well, it's hard to get into all 40, 50, right? But still, 40, 50 stocks that have to be found within a whole bunch of within a world of 7,000 stocks or higher, right? There's a lot of work and skill involved where I do all that work through over 28 years experience studying the market, right? I mean, I've been looking at this a long time, right? So I've been doing it the right way, I mean the wrong way to the right way, and I know both metrics. I've done many wrong ways of things. I would always be switching methods like what most people are doing, thinking that no, there's something wrong with this, no, there's something wrong with that. And then of course, I developed a method that I continue to study over year after year after year, and then watching how, even with all the right knowledge, I would still miss out on plans. Therefore, this is why I'm able to tell you with authority of why I explain how things have to be when we get into plans. There's a rule structure that I've tested over multiple years of difficult market conditions, and the winners and the stocks that can confirm and follow the rules tend to win and do very well. Now, not all plans are going to win, right? But they don't have to. It's the strong winners that put you ahead massively. Now, there's odd times in the market, especially now in the new era, a very difficult times in some key, due to political issues, that things can change within structure. But when the market is properly trending most of the time, okay, when there isn't those things in favor, and then we are narrowing things to the highest probability, this is when the win rate becomes 80% and greater. But of course, when we're winning, we're also getting into the highest probability stocks to be moving. A great example is Ruko, right? Ruko is a stock that we've been in a group now. While there was a lot of fear in the market, this stock has gone higher, right? In fact, I've made multiple plans in Ruko, and they've been very successful, right? But we waited for confirmation. Some of the plans were really short term. Sometimes the plans are this one here. I have a bit longer term because I think the stock, I mean, with its earnings and how it's acting, is way stronger than the market. Now, in a real bearish market condition, something like this, like Ruko or stocks like Home Depot or Costco, wouldn't be as strong as they are, right? And when you look at the underlying reasons why they're strong, you realize how strong the U.S. economy really is, right? You're hearing a lot of things about the news, and a lot of people, the whole point of the market and all the market news is really to confuse the majority. The majority of the people are going to be confused. Okay, it's, most people don't have the skills to succeed. This is the hardest thing. This is the market, really, to do well in the market. It's top 1% in the world. It's a small number. It's not a high number. People are selling people dreams. You know, these what's the word? These services are selling people's dreams because they don't even know how to do it themselves, right? If you're throwing out 30 ideas, of course some of those 30 ideas are working, but the problem is that they don't go into those ideas, right? It's still a hit and miss. When you don't narrow things down to highest probability like what I'm doing, it's even more impossible to win. Now, even if I'm narrowing everything to the highest probability for you, if you're not understanding of how you have to know how to manage between the sun and the rain, how are you going to succeed? Therefore, I do these live streams, right? I make videos showing the process. I have a group. I tell people, I talk about key numbers, and of course now my live streams. I'm going to start saying, not as much in the live stream in my sorry in my group. Only key numbers. Like that, if a person doesn't remember key numbers, um, or remember the process or study the process that come to my live stream or um, or don't come to the live stream or don't study, um, regardless of me helping and guiding inside of the group, then the person's at whose fault is them not succeeding is the person who doesn't take all this um, the proper action, right? Because it's a mindset. You know, one of the biggest problems is the mind. Okay, there's a lot going inside of people. You know, people are looking for the easy, quick buck, right? There is no easy, quick buck. You can, although we make money quick in options, right? It's still a process. It's still a you have to be not only do you have to be motivated, you have to be focused, right? If you're not focused, you cannot succeed, right? So, you know, stocks like AMD, this is more we've done some option plays in AMD. I don't know why. Okay, there it is. It moved up. And again, this stock is setting up for higher prices, right? On the proper time. Not the strongest stock out there right now, but it is strong and trending very, very, very well. Now, you know, back in I had back in 2018, I was kind of bearish AMD, and but I did say if AMD could get above $15, that it would have a lot of potential. But before that, I noticed there was a shift, and that shift came around here. I never went into AMD, but the point was is I did tell people, and there were people who went into it because they liked it as a longer term investment in stocks. And I did make a great option plan over here. Now, people like the stock clown, old world thinkers, they remained bearish and missed out on massive gains. When this had gone down, it only went down to massive fear, but in reality, it is still much higher than it was in 2008. So an investor is still up practically 200% since that 2018 of May. So big picture thinking is reality and be understanding real direction is what real money is made from, not from little pops and drops and this and that. Those people will always be fluctuated out of the market because they don't have any long-term skills, right? They only luckily catch a little bit of sun, and as soon as things are tough, they throw all their money down the tubes. That's the reality, people. That is the reality. Okay. So again, for people who missed about the SPY, I'm going to go talk quickly about the SPY again. So the SPY, okay, continues to hold the exponential moving average low of 200, but there are also other key metrics I've looked at. The SPY actually has support even at 280, multiple levels, but 282, obviously this one here, 280, and right now we are set up that if we can take out 290, then and which is what I like. I like the SPY to be trading above 289, which is a good stable base point. And of course, the next level is, of course, if we get to the 294, that is all great and dandy, but we will still be in what's called the bullish chop zone. Of course, there will be key stocks that will do well. I put out a plan for Home Depot as another example, because a stock like Home Depot is very strong and is telling us that the market has potential for higher prices. Okay, it's a consumer-based product. Lots of people buy stuff from Home Depot. Home Depot had great earnings. Okay, a bearish market, bearish stocks, that doesn't happen. They are engineering the market for growth, and you got to look at the right companies. Okay, you don't want to look at there's a lot of bad companies out there. That's not what's going to help you, right? And then, of course, what are a lot of key stocks doing? Same. And of course, the market itself, the SPY. Now, the SPY is a very bullish uptrend, and in my opinion, unless there was something really negative to happen to the U.S., something negative, it is engineered to be going now. Of course, I call for SPY 300, and we achieved that. Massively correct, like always. And I believe that the SPY is setting up for some really strong moves. SPY 310, SPY 320. Okay. Now, there will be opportunities along the way, and if everything goes correctly, as we position ourselves correctly, we'll be in multiple winning plans over and over and over again, being able to generate lots of wealth. However, you have to be mentally prepared. When you can make money through the tough times, what do you think happens when things are more? Those people who are conditioned, they don't believe the market. They think, nah, it's too high now. Like the stock clown. Stock clown called the market a bubble in 2016 in December. The SPY is too high, 225. I'm short, he would say, right? Well, massively wrong. 2016, 17, 18, people were calling for the market to, because they want to guess and assume. No skill, no skill, no skill, right? Me, however, I've been leading the people in the right direction through skill year after year after year, all documented on my YouTube channel for you to study. That's why I come and talk to the people on the live stream, right? Somebody can ask me a question. Somebody can try to debate me on this, right? Reality is I have the documented proof. Nobody could debate me on these things, right? Those who try to debate me on them have no credibility, have no documented proof, have nothing. I don't care who it is who comes into my live stream. First of all, someone with the skill would run for. They wouldn't want to debate me on it. They know I'm talking the truth, right? It's the people who don't have the skill, the people who have excuses that want to debate me, right? People with skill, high skill, run for their lives, knowing that they can't do what I do. They just stay quiet and they peddle their baloney to the vulnerable out there, which is a ton of people, you know. Option Sniper is a great example of vulnerability, right? He would make things look like everything's a sun. It'd be so simple his way. Then why is it he does a service and he crashes? He got sick. I wonder why. Here I am still telling people the truth, right? See, no, the people want the easy way, right? They want to be told that, oh, it's just you just do this. Even when you do all the right things, you're going to have temporary problems. The reality is, do you understand why you're not making money? Why are you making money with skill, or are you doing it through a false pretense? Because a lot of people are making money through a false pretense, and then once the reality hits, like what happened to this option sniper, boom, they're clueless how to make money. Because a lot of the stocks that the option sniper followed, like Nvidia, it wasn't working like it was working back into. However, am adapting and going into what is in favor because it comes into my scans, it comes into my rules. Then we play, then we look for confirmation. Then we are managing the plans, right? Nobody does it like this. Nobody, absolutely nobody does it with consistency. Then I do live streams. Why? To educate and empower and help people. Twitter. I'm going to be asking some questions. Talking Twitter. I think Twitter is very well set up to go higher. It's not the best option stock right now, and until it really sets up to keep price points. But long term, I believe this is going to we can easily go to 50, 55. And if we can get that move, there might be an option plan in the future. That's if I need it, right? Because as I said, if someone wants to, I just talking about Twitter, that I think Twitter as a long term has a high potential to at least go to 50-55. Could do even better. That being said, it's acting very well. It has all the volume patterns that I look at. I look at a lot of statistical measurement, right? But again, we have had great winning plans in Twitter, but it has to be where I see that there is enough potential that we can make 100% gains in options. There's a lot of criteria that goes in before I make a plan, right? To stack the odds in our favor, right? Because I still have to narrow it down, right? Like I said, there could be 20, 30 stocks that are good, right? And that's still a small list, right? But then, who's going to get into 20, 30 of those stocks, right? You still got to narrow it down. So I narrow it down to as low as five. And within five, we have stuff that confirms and wins within a small list that's manageable. And if we are in five positions in our group, it's because we are winning, so that we are able to add into new positions while we're taking off some, adding into others. If we're not getting into too many positions, it's because the market has some problems. And therefore, we are low in the market. We're not in the market enough, with many positions, just the key ones that want to work well. So I stack the odds in our favor, but it's not an easy process, and it does require consistency, right? You've got to treat this as a serious business if you want to succeed long term. You can't be treating it like a clown. You can't be treating it like gambling, casino. You're not going to win long term. I guarantee you this. I've been at this too long. Right? 18 years of age, when I knew nothing. I took the advice of John DeSauer, went into a stock called Bally's Entertainment, doubled my money, and I fell in love with the market. I knew that this was the way to go. I said, I'm going to be going, as I go to work, I can then have my money work for me, and I double it every year. Long and behold, I realized that wasn't going to be that simple, as that particular person wasn't able to produce that. It was still within a list of stuff, right? Then I got into it myself. There's a story goes on and on and on. I don't want to get into that right now, but what I'm getting is that I've been through a lot of difficult times in the market. In the year 2000, from the year 2000 and on, there's a lot that's happened, right? And of course, a lot of the old world thinkers, right, that are probably, they don't have this necessary skills, because if you're still thinking like the market is back in 2008, in the year 2000, and using that mentality and not realizing there was a massive shift from 2013 and on, and I explained that story. This is why I was able to call the SPY 300. I was told I was crazy many years, over 2017, 18, 2018, 19. No, we're not going to go to 300. We did. But now I'm also calling for a SPY 310, 320, right? One of those numbers, right? If especially all goes well. And we will be positioned to make great gains in there. The question is, are you going to study and be positioned as well in my group, right? Because I do something that top 1% can do in the world. There's no joke about that. Top 1%. I know what people, listen to me. It's just like the health problems we have out there. People have no clue what to really do. They're nowhere near my level of what I'm doing. They're just not. That's the reality. Even the people that are actually that look fit, they ain't doing that. There's still false things that they don't know, that I know through experience of doing what they think they know. Right? Experience is something, and being able to adapt to the market and make decisions is something very few people can really do. But inside my group and me teaching and explaining things within my list of plans, most people would like what I'm talking about, because they are solid companies that have proven track records, right? We're not talking about, these guys these penny stock guys just don't have any skills. This is why they tell you to go to penny stocks, right? That's the biggest mistakes people do, is to trade the penny stocks. Oh, those guys love it. Anyways, it's never going to change, right? I'm trying to really appeal to those that want to really change, right? And that's still a small percentage of the population. most people are destined to fail. It's just the reality, right? But I'm trying to talk to those that need that wake-up call, that if they hear the right words, they wake up and say, you know what, I got to really study what this guy's saying, right? Because this guy's doing this and that. You're not going to see anybody. That's why I did this format, because I believe coming transparency, talking to the people in the live streams, telling them that, you know what, I'm showing you, yeah, there is that great sunshine, but that's not, to catch that sunshine, you have to always be mentally prepared for it. I've said this thousands of times. Everybody wants that rush. That rush, okay, that you get can be detrimental when you then only go by that rush and you don't have that rush with skill. It's detrimental to your success. Trust me on this, right? You either listen to my advice, right? Because I've been looking at the market a long time, over 28 years, or you can learn the hard way. Because most people learn the hard way. So, right? Smart learns the smart way. You listen to experience or learn the hard way. Some people never learn. So, anyways, that being said, hey man, can you please go over Costco and Ruco? I went heavy on Costco. Well, first of all, putting. First of all, going. I'm not. I never said to go short Ruco or playing um, or going short Ruco with puts. That is a silly and dumb thing to do. Really, you don't short a stock because it's just high in the air, right? That, especially when you have no idea what that stock is, right? There was more money to be made to the long side. If you're going to short something, you're going to short something that is showing real signs of falling, right? This market is still in an uptrend. So the real money is made through going long um, the big picture, right? That's how I do things. So as for Costco, Costco is a plan that I'm looking to get into. Costco has a lot of potential, and that's my point, right? When you have a company like Costco doing well, if you actually, in fact, if you actually know why, I think Dexter had messaged me about Costco, how something to do with China, that they opened a store in China, which is kind of silly about the China trade wars, and they sold out all their stuff in China. That's one of the reasons why it went up, right? Like, people don't understand that what you see in the news. Yeah, if you're going by, you think that you know something. I go by what is the market saying. I don't go by guessing. See, if you're guessing that Ruco's going to fall, that's the recipe of failure, which is Mo. So you already have the characteristics of failure in going to buy puts in Ruco. Because if you happen to let's happen to say you happen to be right about it for the wrong reasons, right? It will get you many times over. Because if you look at why Ruco's going up, and it, in fact, and there are all its volume patterns, the odds favor higher prices. And so when you don't make money on your puts, that's a double whammy, massively being wrong, right? Because not only did you not make money to the upside, whereas that's where the stock is speaking, you miss that for the wrong reasons with no skill, right? Now, Costco, on the other hand, is a stock that exhibits more potential to go higher, and there's happens to be many reasons why Costco is that way. Yeah, there it is. Dexter said Costco opened first store in China and had to close after a few hours because all sold out. There you go. That's what I said. Now, overwhelmed. Chinese wants American products, right? So is China not dealing with the terrorists and causing trouble? Only is causing trouble for themselves. When they love Apple products and American companies are employing them. So this is the reality, right? So to me, it would make sense that China makes a deal with the U.S. But that, again, that's another story, right? I'm just saying, like, but there's the proof right there. Yes, it's a farce, the trade war. Dexter's making a good point, right? And again, in my live streams, you're seeing real great information. Smart people that come to my live streams, And when we see how things play out, well, my live streams have documented proof of a lot of things I said. If we go to years back of months back of what I said about the SPY 300, you see that what I say does fruition, right? But it's through analyzing what the market's really saying, not guessing or assuming. Real skill wins long term. Guessing and assuming doesn't. Luck will only take you so far. Trust me on this. Luck only. So many people burn out thinking the way Mo did with shorting something like a Ruko, than trying to succeed by going long a stock for the right reasons with skill that's reproduced, what's reproducible over and over again, like what my channel shows and exposes that truth over and over again. I'll put back the SPY. So again, people, for those that missed what I said about the SPY, a lot of great support in the SPY, 282, 80, 282, and 280. However, once the SPY can take out 290, it gets itself in where I like it, above 289, in a stronger bullish zone. And of course, once we start to reclaim 298 properly, it will be the beginning signal of a massive move higher. We have key stocks like Costco, Home Depot, Ruko acting very strong, and there's others, right, that are still setting up. If you're not positioned properly with the right skill and the right mental attitude to really catch real gains, not little scalper, baby scalper, I'm not a baby scalper here. I'm the guy who likes to catch real gains with skill. That's what I try to teach, and that's why I do these live streams, to answer questions. To If I see somebody saying something wrong, I'm going to tell them. I'm not going to pat them on the back. I'm going to tell them the truth, right? Straight out the truth, right? Because it doesn't surprise me. A lot of people are misinformed. Some people never want to learn. That's fine. But I'm here to wake people up. I made a YouTube channel specifically to wake up the few that are smart enough to see the light. Other people want to treat this like a gambling casino. That's fine. It's a highly skilled business. You have to know what you're doing. These are companies that do well in the market. You want to focus on the best, but still, if there's 50 to 100 that could do well, you've got to get into the ones that could do the best for you, that you can do it with options, because with options, you still have to then um, get into the right ones that can produce the gains from you, because there's a lot of gains you can make in the options, right? I demonstrate this year after year after year, and I have literally dozens, so many videos that I haven't even put in my created playlist that show this process. And I always update this with other new winning plans, and it's the same process over and over and over again that I dial in with skill. That's what you want. You want that ability to continuously make money with skill, because skill doesn't run out. Luck does, believe me. Okay, they have. Are you talking about? No, no. There is no subscription service. There's no subscription service. My group, Power Group Trades, is free. Right? You just basically have to get into to the group, follow the instructions. There's a pin tweet video on PowerTarget Trade. It explains how to become a member inside of Power Group Trades. You follow the rules. You come inside the group. Okay. You make money. Then you send gifts based on you're happy. Now, oh, this subscription service. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So people want to ask me about Disney. So look at, Disney right now is out of favor. Okay, Disney is good, but it's out of favor. What instead is in favor is Ruko, ROKU. I've got us into Ruko over. Okay, there are three key players that are similar. You have Netflix, you have Disney, you have Roku. Remember when I say I narrow things down? Well, that's what I did. Now, as a long-term potential with Disney, it does have long-term potential. Um, but right now, if I was going to tell someone to go long-term in it, I would probably wait for it to break above some key levels. I'd have to revisit it because I always have to look at, like, if you were investing in Roku, you would make way more money than in Disney, right? Roku just moves better, right? Um, so with Disney, it's a hard thing to say. I think it's setting up for higher prices, um, and the potential could be 200. But right now, it is definitely not acting that way. And I will know more as time goes on, right? Because, for example, Ruko could fall out of favor eventually, and then Disney could come into favor. And that's what I do. I look at what's in favor. I've led us through listen, when Netflix was in favor, we were in Netflix. When it's out of favor, we're not in it. When Disney was in favor, we were in Disney. We caught this huge move, by the way, in Disney. This breakout here, I was probably one of the only option advisors to catch this monumental gain. A lot of people caught part of the move. We caught the whole gap up through my skilled, disciplined ways of getting into the market, right? Holding properly managed positions in my group. Day traders can't do that. Maybe scalpers can't do that. Big picture thinking can only do that. Well, long term, 1 month is not really long term. I prefer when the market really acts well. We've been in times where it takes only 3 days to make 100% gains, Mo. Uh, but the market again, depending on the period of time, right? There could be a time where we're in 100% gains in a day, and then you're flipping from. Listen, you have to study my channel. You have to get into my group. The more you understand what I'm about, right? The reality is you got to think long term, right? You don't live for 1 year of your life, right? You don't live you live day by day, but you live many, many years. And the reality is you want to be able to um, gain an income from the market in a skillful manner, in a business type of manner, because what the market is a series of businesses, right? That you're able to get some money along with the business, right? But they're not all good, and they're all going through their different phases, right? And so is the market. And so, with all what's going on in Trump and this and that, listen, it's a war, okay? People think the market should be lower. People think the market should be. It's a war, right? And the only people who really win are the people who are the most prepared to do the right things. Just like Warren Buffett's always preparing, um, and as in more of a long-term view, right? But we do this with options, and sometimes to answer your question, we do go in with short-term. Yeah, I am. I am because or I'm expecting enough of a move into whatever we are in, right? Because things change. In two in 1 or 2 days, things can change. It's just that quick, just that simple, right? So um, there's plenty of time um, for key and then plus we are really not in many plans right now because again the market's really not at the best levels, but there are stocks that are ready, right? That are ready to do well, and the key is to get into them, right? So get into them, and then of course we'll be also rolling out of plans into other ones, right? So I look at what's going on day to day and then have to make decisions based on the new information, right? But yeah, I do think if we can get the right cooperation, things can change very quickly, David. Yeah, but that's why we don't use really long-term options. You do need the right amount of time in case of a little bit of short-term problems sometimes. But I usually like using monthly options, so about 1 month out. Sometimes we don't need that because it's so good. Sometimes we've made great gains with options with only 2 weeks. So it depends on the situation. There's not one answer. Um, yeah, right now, but no. The big picture, David, is that the market definitely setting up is set up for higher prices. It just needs a key piece of information, right? You have to look at something like Home Depot and ask yourself, or Ruco, and ask yourself, how bearish is the market, right? Some companies are affected more than others, right? And the market has many participants that can become a little bit extra fearful, that can change something short term, right? So, but reality is consistency and not worrying about that. Like, some losses are going to happen. Now, when we lose for the right reasons, it's okay. But when you miss the gains, okay, here's the problem. When you miss the gains, so for example, I never use a loser to try to make us come back. What I do is I look for a stock that not only can give us back the gains, but put us forward, right? This is why I tell people to subdivide, because the market still has unpredictable factors like these political issues that can short circuit the best. And in the meantime, certain ones won't stop, like Ruco, and they will move forward. But if you have fear in taking the proper action, you miss out that winner because of a loser short term that then does break even. So again, it's a hard process, David. This is the mental aspect of the market. This is why I come to do the live streams. I make the videos and explain things to people and answer questions like you're asking. Oh wow, that HD and low did good today. That's right, right? I already knew. I already been watching HD for a while, but I was waiting for it to get to key levels, like what it did, and it showed that key levels today. To me, that's speaking a lot to me about the market. See, that's what I look at. I look at what are some key stocks doing. Think about what Home Depot is. What does it do? Or Costco or Ruco. These are highly consumable based companies. Consumers consume their products immensely. Okay, contractors and regular people consume Home Depot products, right? So how could a market be bearish or going to crash when Home Depot is doing so well? You have to, right? Just one example. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of things that are happening in the market that wouldn't happen 10 years ago, because I talked about a new era, right? It's doing a lot of things to confuse people, right? So what I do is I narrow it down to what makes the most sense and focus on that. That's it, right? And even when you're doing the right things, due to political issues, on short-term basis, they can throw even the best analysis off a bit temporarily against short-term. But when you do the right corrections and stay focused, you move forward, right? This is why you have to catch great gains. When you miss out a winner due to holding on, due to not getting into the winner and not properly managing your account, this is why I give people advice on how they should trade based on their account size. You cannot sustain any little problems that can occur. Therefore, missing the sunshine. So Dexter made some more important points. Yeah, more people. It's funny. More people come to the live stream. After 10, but that's okay. So, like I tell people who come late to the live stream, you should listen to this live stream from the beginning, right? Um, because a lot of things I'm saying is very helpful, and there could be something I say that can help you move forward. That's if you're looking for change, right? But if you're looking to be the same person, if you're looking for someone to tell you that everything is easy, well then keep looking, right? Because that's how these guys make their money, by selling people dreams, false dreams of that they can't even do themselves, right? What I do on my channel is a reality. These winning plans are a reality that I've done year after year after year in difficult times, in all different time periods, right? You know, in 2018, when the market was going lower, I came up with a stock, BA, five winning plans out of that in a row, caught, managed everything, right? In difficult times, called that, while people would think, no, it's impossible, market's going to crash. Market didn't crash. And I also said the market would test 300, and it did so. And I said this while the market was going lower, based on what I see. Again, these skills are possessed by few people in the world, and I mean few. So those smart enough to want to listen to my advice, to study what I have here, it's gold. When I say most people are dumb, it's just a reality. Because when you have the best information right in front of you, and you don't take action and you don't take study, I wish I had this. It didn't exist. There's nobody who do no, nobody does this stuff. Most people are just selling things, false hope. That's the reality, people. So we talked about this: Ruko, Spy, AMD, Twitter, Ruko, a lot of Ruko, Home Depot, Costco. Let's take a look at Costco. Yeah, so definitely. Oh, look at that move, beautiful. I love what they did, but they just made time with that. Look at that move it made. Wow, but they pulled it back. So definitely interesting. What definitely Costco. I'm looking for it to. I'm looking for more information, but definitely Costco's a stock that's setting up for much higher prices. Um, Again, this had to do with according. Again, I was told, I was messaged by Dexter about the China, and I mean, look at this stock. Look at Costco. Uh, they talk about China trade war problems, yet a Chinese they open up a company in China, and this is one of the reasons why this took off like this. So of course, this is a new piece of information that's changed in, right? It's a little bit hard to catch. I mean, if someone happened to, had a short-term trade, again, I'm not into. I'm looking for trying to catch a move in this within my rule structure um, for great gains. Right? And definitely, this Costco has potential. You can see this, right? But I do think they're gonna Um, they're going to give us a potential to get into Costco. I will be looking into Costco right now. What I believe is an easier, safer opportunity, not as quick, not as fast, would be Home Depot, and that's why I talk about Home Depot. I do have a fast mover, Ruko, that we are managing inside my group. That has done well for us, and of course we have other positions that can easily do well. What we do want here, people, is the SPY is set up, and the question is, does the SPY take out 290? Right. This I cannot control. I do see that we favor. I mean that we do favor that, and it's a matter of, does the SPY take out 290 and hold above that? And if we do, SPY can go and test 290 to 294. That doesn't mean the SPY is going to go. Uh, Everything is cool. No. What it does is it puts us back in the right position, right? And again, I mean, the market is still bullish. We're still trending very well. You can see that with the 200-day moving average here, the 200-day low, which is a more, on my regular charts, is a more accurate representation of what's really going on. And you can see how good it is, right? But I also know of other key support levels that are more, what's the word? Sophisticated, more reliable statistical measurements that I look at. Okay, this is just one thing I look at. There's a lot of things I look at. When I have regular charts, I call these, and my visionary lines agreeing, the odds are stacked immensely in favor. And then of course I use a lot of techniques to put the stack the odds in our favor. So anybody that's coming late, remember you can see at the once maybe after that, once the live stream is over at the end, you can watch the whole thing. There's a lot of great information. I'm really trying to help those who want to change and succeed. I can't help those who do not want to, right? I know I'm going to be making the dollar bills with skills because I've done this for so long. I'm only trying to bring in those smart into the group and to spread that message to those people, right? Which will be always a small group. If I do reach the top 100 to 300 people, I'm happy with that. Those are my goals. That's a very small group, right? 100 to 300 people. It could be better as time goes on, as I because the live stream and really pushing upon the importance of coming to the live stream is something new, and I put it on my YouTube channel to tell the time so people know they know the time to come. There's no excuses but their failure. So when someone fails, it's only their fault. When you have such a leader who's so dedicated in helping people to succeed with skill and then managing the group and the plans and the trains and getting a person mindset to succeed. You want skill. You want to make money with skill for long-term success. And even skill has difficult times, right? That's the reality. There is no system that wins every single time. That's baloney. Because it's just like when the market was going down for the wrong reasons. There was nothing wrong with some of my ideas. It was just that the market went overshot. But the reason why I was truly correct was because I made 5 winning plans in BA, for example, to get us out. Just used one stock. It brought in so much gains. I know this. Plus a few other stuff along the way. And all within a small list. Can you imagine? Only a few plans I put out. It wiped away any issues that were in December. It put us forward. I know this. So, that being said, trust me, every word that I'm saying in this live stream is 100% true. The only problem is, are you going to learn to make these changes? Are you going to treat this as a serious business? That's right, said here. Or rewatch again and again to learn. That's right. The more you listen to PowerTarget Trade, Sandro speaking, the more you hear me speak, the more, listen to me. Not everybody, listen to me. I'm being straight on. Doesn't matter what I say, no matter how good I am, no matter how successful, there are people that still will not mentally get it. They've been in my group. I've dealt with the people. I'm not, no word of a lie. Many people aren't entrepreneurs, right? They are going to be a worker in a factory, sawing, cutting, working for people as a slave, mindless people, lots of that. Entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, right? This is more entrepreneurship thinking, right? That's what I prefer to do in my life. So I'm more entrepreneurship. I've always been that way. I never really wanted to work for companies, right? I started working for companies, but then I ran away from them. I studied the market like my life depended upon it. But I saw so much opportunity. I kept at it. Was it a beautiful? No, I've got. That's why I tell people I went through. This is why I know so much. I went through the TIF. I studied. Why am I losing? Why am I winning? Why? And I found the correlation. Then I created something amazing that I then refined over the years as well. And to this day, it blows my mind how correct and accurately I can see things, the real truth of the matter. And that's what gives me the motivation and confidence to lead people decade after decade going forward. Because I'm only going to get better. You heard that right. Decade after decade after decade. There's going to be people long gone. Now, Power Trick Trade will be there. I also got the health knowledge. Smashing people to pieces in that too. You're going to be seeing every year Power Trick Trade. Man, he's still looking he's looking amazing. He's healthy, strong. Most people are going downhill my age. Downhill. Pfft, downhill. I'm going up. I have documented year after year after year. PowerTarget Trades is better. Right? But my knowledge is increasing. I'm always studying and improving. That's something I've been doing as well. You're up against somebody who knows what he's talking about. Someone to doubt what I'm saying. All you're doing is you're making yourself lose. Remember my words. If you lose in life, remember, PowerTarget Trade told you you're going to suffer and lose in the long run of things. See, success is real happiness. I want to make money through skill and be truly happy what I'm doing. Not being stressed out, but being happy and understanding that it's a process. You got to treat it like a serious business if you want success. Yeah. So, match has a lot of potential. The problem with match, and I knew this is why I got us this is why I got us into, but I got us, we are in the 85 calls, okay? The reason why I chose the 85 calls, in reality, match has a very powerful signal, but the real signal really comes up over here. My premise at the beginning was that this thing has a chance to at least try to attempt this, which happens to be 95. Imagine that move. That was the earnings move that it then consolidated, gave signals, and is still challenging. It doesn't take much. We had the low today of 83, and they moved positively today. So match has potential that on the low end, I'm happy if we would go to 90, but it could actually do very, very well. That I don't know 100% for sure, but I know that this stock has the potential. It's a time being, right? So there's 2 points. There's this 1 point. This is why I chose the 85 calls in case of any issues that would still put us in favor enough to either break even or make strong gains, especially if it was to follow through, right? So my focus now is not much on match. I'm managing match, but I'm then focusing on other stocks that can really take us forward. Then if match comes and breaks even for us on the low end, I'm happy with that, but I don't want to miss out on the other one. So I wouldn't focus on match anymore. I wouldn't double down on it. Only very rare do I say to go into multiple plans like I did with BA, but that's because the stock acts so good, so proper, follows my rules, creates multiple patterns that it creates, and I know how to identify them, that I then get into multiple plans in them. But very rarely, especially if something isn't acting as good as I want it to, would I make additional plans for it. I then manage it. We look to break even, and then move forward. Any questions? I know a lot of people like to hear. I kind of hope in 5, since they stopped QSR. So people have been asking me about this QSR. I haven't looked at QSR, and again, it's probably yeah. Okay, so one thing about QSR is it's not a stock I would go into. One of the reasons being is that its average volume is not high enough. Now, let's check the options here. Now, I haven't been focusing on this. I mean, I got better plans, to be honest with you, but we'll go to the September options. And what I do is I check. So the good thing about this stock is it's trading the options very well. Give me a second here, people. I'm going to take a look at this QSR stock. Give me a second here. Give me a second, people. Mhm. Okay. All right. Um, okay, so because QSR options, I mean, this is just another stock that has potential, reality, really. So let's talk about this stock right now in the live stream, right? So you can see that the 80 calls are trading very well. Now, there are only um, about $100 per option, about $95 per option right now. Now, based on a lot of statistical measurement that I'm looking at, I would prefer that that QSR breaks above 78 and a half, we'll say 78 and a half with some power, and then one could engage with these 80 calls because it's a stock that doesn't really move a lot, right? I mean, its history lately it's moved, right, but it's not a stock that moves, right? So as an option play, unless this really makes a break with power, it has created a pattern. There are good signals in here. I looked at it, but it's not much of a mover. That's the problem with QSR. When I look at it, she tends to make a move and then not move for a while. And well, this 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 company tends to move in its history very choppy and then makes a good move. Now, in reality, when I look at this and its consolidation pattern, there is a possibility that this stock goes to 85, 87. The question is, does it do it fast enough? Okay, it could become, if someone likes it, become more of a longer term. Uh, so, due to the options are so cheap, um, the spreads are okay. A person might want to engage in these in QSR with October 80 calls in case it needs a little bit time because the 80 calls they might confirm at around, let's say, $300. But if the stock does make a move to about 85, 87, one of those ranges, then the October calls would be the best options to use for QSR, in my opinion. So, I that's my answer for QSR. Um, but again, I think there are much better stocks. But this could be a good, honestly, this could be a good longer term play. You got to hold this out. I mean, it could take a month for all I know, you know. But you got to wait for maximum power over that level. If you don't, you're making a big mistake. You need maximum power. So I would say 78, 75 on some power volume coming in. Okay. If that is happening, then I would engage with the October calls, the October 80 calls. That puts you in maximum favor of making money. Does that make sense, people? Because I really look at when I really plan this out very well. When I talk about, I look at a lot of facts to maximize because everything's a risk when you get into right. There is no 100% guarantee in anything. But when I'm correct 80% of the time, right, and you're doing things consistently, you will win long term. See, it's funny. After 10:30, more people come into the live stream. I don't understand why. This is. It's like people don't understand the 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Canada. That's an hour ago, people, right? So if you want to ask me questions, there's new people who come in. You won't be able to because I close the live stream, right? So learn. My message to the new people is learn the time because I can't be on these live streams. I don't. I know I can't do them later. Um, so study the live stream though. You came late. Study the live stream from the beginning to the whole thing. A lot of great from this live stream was really great. We had some great questions, um, great information. Especially Dexter saying some great stuff. Oh, stock market investing is here. Oh, my buddy. What's up, Sandro? Got your email. I was tutoring a student today after work. Choppy week this week, and the markets keep the plans coming. I like HD plans, rock solid. There you go. Now, stock market investing is a very good channel to watch because he focuses more. He talks about the fundamentals. He actually has some good fundamental videos. Okay, my channel really focuses on more on making good plans. Through what the market is saying to me and my experience. But stock market investing is more in terms of making good fundamental videos, and I mean he actually thinks very long term as well. So it's a good channel to watch, and that's why I asked him to come to the live streams. Actually, he'd always come, but I said it's good to have stock market investing, and look who comes to the live streams, people, all the new people, stock market investing, right? And you should see his channel. You'll understand what I mean. Stock market investing, he's open-minded individual. He's actually very pro-bullish the market, right? He puts the videos on the scenarios and looks at a lot of, uh, but he's very pro the market. Thank you, Stock. Good night, Mo. Stock market investing coming into the live stream. Now that means something. See, because you got intelligent people coming to this, and this is why people, if you're looking for change, want to come to the live stream, right? We get these type of people. When stock market investing was coming in, his channel was starting to grow. I didn't realize, and then when I took a, and I was really proud that someone like himself comes to the live stream. He's an investor, long-term investor. He has his story, but really enjoyed what I was doing, and actually, um, you know, try to, give me some advice on how to get myself found more on YouTube, and really liked my material. And that's the proof. Like when you have intelligent people, and there are a lot of intelligent people as well, that have come to me think, but again, this is still a small minority. It's the people we're trying to talk to, those that want to make changes. This is the channel. And that's why I give advice to say, you should listen to Stock Market Investor because he's got some good videos. He's had videos on Tesla, talking about the big picture of Tesla, right? And that was a really good video. Talks about, he has and by the way, stock market investing, you should check out Costco. Did you know, what's your thought of Costco stock market investing? Do you know, did you hear about did you hear why Costco went up? Could you add your thoughts on Costco? I think you said you were a long term of Costco. Thank you, stock market investing. You see what he said? See, he's a Costco, so I'm a Costco shareholder. I hold 15K worth of Costco opened up in China, no brainer. No, but that's right. But what do you think about them opening up in China, and that we have a so-called China trade war? What's that say to you? What's that message to you? And that Costco went up because of the China, because they opened up a store in China. Can you expand on that? Or what's your thoughts on that? Being that you're a long-term holder of stock of Costco stock market investing. And by the way, people, look what stock market investing said, and I want you to check out his channel. The reality is that China still wants to make business deals with the USA. There you go. Trade war noise. There you go, people. You heard that on my YouTube channel. Okay. Now, I feel that same way, and so does Dexter, by what's going on in real companies. That there's a lot of noise. In that's what tricks the majority of the people, and that's why people become little baby scalpers, or like the stock clown old world thinkers that then don't understand what's really going on. They don't really see stuff like Costco. Just because they see, oh, gold is going up, or what, and they're looking at old world metrics to figure out what's going on, when they're not looking at that there's different growth rate, there's different things happening in the world now. So let's look what stock market invest, because this guy reports He looks at all the he looks at all the news. So what he says is important. This is what he says. Too much noise. The reality is interest rates are at record lows around the world. Park your money in the US markets. There you go, people. I feel I've said that the market is speaking to me of a massive move higher coming. Of course, the SPY needs to get there, and we need to get there and be properly positioned. SPY 310, 320. Only way something happens is something happens negative to the US, right? And I don't want to say what could happen, but if as long as nothing negatively happens, we are charting to go much higher. Why do you think? See, SPY 320. There you go. Look it. Go study stock markets investing. But listen, not only the thing is the market is speaking to me through my stocks that I look at. Why do you think I talk about Home Depot? Why do you think I put out that plan for? Why? Because the market's speaking that it wants to go higher and it's just waiting. It has to make this game. They have to do this trade war baloney. It's all a game. Market's engineered for higher. Look what the stock market. See, look at stock. This is actually interesting that we can chopping everyone up. Yeah. The market leaders are strong. Thank you, Stock. What a powerful, powerful live stream again. And it will be documented what we're saying here because, we have the people speaking, right? What a powerful live stream. And when, yes, right. So you heard it first here, right? Stock market investing, what he's saying, but honestly, he again covers a lot of fundamental. He covers the news, he covers the noise. So then he has to make an opinion of looking at the noise, and it's a lot of work to make the videos that stock market investing makes. Okay, it's a lot of work what he puts in to do those videos. Okay, that's not me. See, I don't. I could talk about it in a different way, but that's not me. And so I start to realize that you need to work with people. That's why I would like to do something with stock market investing because, or I'm going to mention him, and I do one thing. I make plans with options, and I help people get into positions, you know, that you can have a lot of leverage with options. But that it's skill. You got to put in the work. It's not an easy thing, but you know what? If you do put in the work and the effort, and you're thinking long term, and you're doing it with skill, you will make money. But really, thanks stock market investing, for showing up. I good that I took a look. Most important. You know what? Um, put the hard work and you will get paid. That's true, stock market investing. So hopefully these live streams, we get more and more people that learn about to figure out their time zones or people that make the time to come. But I'm here for those who do want to come and help you succeed. Uh, I've even asked stock market investing to come by, and it actually was actually great. I Some of the things he actually came in. It was actually great. He came in because I remember him telling me he was he was a long-term investor in Costco, and I'm pretty sure he's very happy of the great move that it made. But again, Costco is also telling us something, people, about the trade war. That's what Dexter made. Let's see, we're trying to tell people what the media isn't really telling or making you look at. That's what I'm trying to tell people. This is why I do these live streams, or I make these videos, or I have my my YouTube channel, and I document the plans, and I know what I'm saying is true. The reality is a lot of people, you know, they're more used to the phony baloney than what the penny stock. All those people just peddling easy money, um, sunshine and rainbow. Yeah, if you catch that 1 month, that particular time of the year. But what about the majority of the year when it's not like way, and it's harder to actually catch the gains. But when you're not prepared, you always miss out on the sunshine because you're never prepared. There's always excuses. The market's too high, the market's too this, the market's too that. You're always afraid by the news, right? China war, trying to deal, da da da. You're never going to get into the market. You're going to be afraid all the time, afraid that you're going to lose because you actually went in for the right reason by a lot, but you don't even know whether you're winning or losing for the right reasons. PowerTarget Trade. That's what I teach my members to win. Everything I talk about, all the key companies, you'll never see stock market investing saying, "No, that was a bad idea." I talked about Disney. We caught great gains at Disney, Ruko, Netflix, but we haven't been in Netflix in a while because it's not been in favor, right? What's been in favor is Ruko. What's been in favor, is Ruko, not Disney or Netflix, but Ruko. And I got us into the most favored stocks. Nobody's done that. Nobody. Disney. Then I went from Disney to Ruko. Netflix never made it anymore into my rule base, and it hasn't performed well. Right? That might change again, right? I've never don't want to fight with the market. The market says no, but I'm not gonna battle with a market when there's a lot of indecision, and that's where Netflix is in the indecision. It could become very good again, and maybe not. But that's okay. I want to go into what's in favor. Costco looks like a great stock for higher prices, right? It's made a great move, and it's probably going to give a potential for us to make some great gains and options in it. I'm looking for that. I will be looking for that, entry. In the meantime, we'll be focusing on what is in our favor as best as possible. It's impossible to catch everything, but I try to narrow things. This move here again happened not due to technical analysis. It really happened. This was truly but this piece of news that came in with the China stores is what drove. I already knew the stock was bullish, but it didn't give us a really good option entry. It wasn't acting that way until recently, the new news. But there's still plenty of potential because Costco could easily go to $320, $350 a share. Would you agree on that? Yeah, yeah. Would you agree stock market investing Costco 320, 350 long term? Lots of potential? Could be even more, but also news out today that US easily, say there you go, yeah. Uh, Dexter, Costco is going to slingshot even higher than that. Okay, yeah, I agree. That's what this is signaling, anyways. But there could be opportunities for option players to get in safely. I saw that at 50 years, yeah, right. Dexter and stock market investing are really pumping out some great information, right? Again, fundamental things, right? I'm not really much into the fundamentals. A lot of this information I kind of understand it through the technicals, through the stocks, the scans, my process. I really don't. I focus on fundamentals on a low level, um, because I can understand the market through the charts, basically, which is very powerful, very very powerful, right? Because it cuts through a lot of the noise. But again, what I like about stock market investing is that even though he covers all the noise, he's able to also see through, make a decision, right? Again, also perhaps even because he sees what I'm doing on my thing could be helpful as well, right? There's always a reason why people are connecting. Thank you. Good night. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, this was an awesome live stream. Awesome live stream. So, for people who missed it, you should really listen to what's going on. A lot of great things said by, read over what Dexter said, what stock market investing said, what I've been saying, and let's see what happens. Today is August the 28th. Let's see how our projections turn out. I will be focusing and making plans and getting this to us to the promised land. And we will see how all the old world thinkers will crumble and fall. Like the stock market, stock clown, Good night. Good night, stock market investing. That's right. That's right, Dexter. Yeah, stock market investing. I think, like I said, if the SPY can take out 290, if it does it tomorrow, then the SPY then the SPY will get into more favorable levels. So it's really that the SPY gets, as the SPY starts trading above 289, it's going to really help out a lot of key stocks, in my opinion. So yeah, as soon as the SPY does that, it could do that tomorrow, by the way. It can do that when it wants to. It could do that by next week as well. All we can do is take the signals and prepare for the gains. Have a good night, people. Great information from Dexter and stock market investing. Good night, Arul. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming, people, and don't forget to study this live stream 100%. Thank you, stock market investing, for coming.